Attending the January 2024 tourism meeting. Call the meeting to order. Well, welcome any visitors. Thank you guys for being with us. First and foremost, I think we're going to present the check to the Chamber of Commerce for our sponsorship.
We have a $1,000 sponsorship for a local grant where they do advertising for Hometown Christmas.
Good deal.
I think we just stand back here, right? We're the back row.
Are you all standing up? Going
Yeah, we usually stand up right here.
Can you?
You stand up or down?
I'll stay up. I'll stay up. Yeah, this is good.
Thanks, y'all.
Oh, that's good.
Who's the
You guys were there.
white hair person in the back?
It's great.
It's a great.
Ilse
can see the
big
top of
help.
her hair.
It's not just the chamber, Ilse's a massive help with that event, so is Christy and Tammy and Tiffany. So it's a community.
Well, this year's was tremendous, it looked like, so good.
Okay,
Right.
now under visitors, we do have Casey Cowan with us who would like to address the group. I got an email last night, told him he was welcome to come. He kind of kept it under 10 minutes because he wasn't on the agenda.
Sure, okay. The floor is yours.
Not much of a public speaker, so I'm gonna read from my paper here. First of all, good morning. Thanks all for letting me be here today. For those who don't know me, I'm Casey Cowan. I grew up here in Grayson County. I've traveled all over the U.S., but I've always found my way back home. My wife and I live in Caneyville, and we love this county. It's where we'll raise our kids. I've come here today to discuss bringing a skate park to Grayson County. In February of last year, I was invited to join a Facebook page called Grayson County Skate Park Board. There was about 10 members consisting of guys that I grew up skateboarding with. Most of us have kids now, and we all want somewhere to bond with them. I'm a state trooper with a wife and 3-year-old daughter, so I don't have time to skate like I used to, but I still feel like a kid every time I step on a skateboard. I hadn't been out to the local park for a while, so I went out to see its condition and quickly realized something needed to be done with it. I started skateboarding around age 12, and I fell in love with it. I got to skate at the old middle school park one time before it was demolished. After that, without having somewhere to skate, I started skating around town in Clarkson, where I was constantly run off by Jeff King. I was at the grand opening of the park on Highway 54 and basically lived there until it closed. Some of my greatest memories were made at that park. While we do have a current designated area to skate, it's less than ideal. Plus, there's minimal signage leading to it, and after presenting to the city council, I was asked if I knew much about the liability issues of skate parks. Liability occurs if the city owns or creates a hazardous attraction and makes no effort to communicate those hazards to the public or enforce safe access and usage. If a public facility is not maintained to an acceptable standard, the city is at risk legally if an injury occurs. Naturally, anyone can sue for anything, but the degree of financial risk that the city is exposed to is largely a result of what the city or county did or did not do to create a safe environment. If we consider that statement, given the dilapidated state the current park is in, coupled with the fact that it's not apparent to, quote, skate at your own risk, the county has quite the liability on its hands now. After the decommissioning of the park on Highway 54, the prefabricated ramps were moved onto a blacktop pad. Moving prefabricated ramps is difficult, tricky, and can be dangerous. On top of that, they rarely keep their shape after being moved unless disassembled and reassembled by professional ramp builders. And the current blacktop slab hurts to fall on much worse than slick finish concrete. Skateboarders and the skate parks they call home are often misunderstood. When compared with traditional team sports like football and baseball, which have become ingrained in our culture, skateboarding and action sports are still on the fringe of mainstream society. Negative stereotypes continue to portray skateboarders as social outlaws with little respect for authority. It's not surprising then that skate parks are looked upon in a similar light and are often a low priority in a city's planning efforts. When you move beyond these outdated stereotypes, though, it becomes clear that skate parks provide a vital space for people to stay active and be a part of a unique community. In countless cities around the world, well-built skate parks have proven to be valuable community assets with tremendous benefits. Instead of viewing skateboarding as a negative problem that needs to be solved, these forward-thinking communities have found ways to embrace these sports while showcasing their artistic and acrobatic spirit. A professionally designed and well-maintained concrete skate park can bring life into your community. When you take time and effort to create a unique facility, the economic rewards can also be felt immediately. Word travels fast in the skateboarding world, and with a new showpiece to offer, skateboarders and their families will flock to your community and spend their vacation dollars. Mayor Joseph Ray Orta of Trinidad, Colorado, a city with a population of 8,365, said there have been numerous skaters from across America that have come here specifically for the purpose of trying out our new facility. I've heard reports from local enthusiasts that fellow riders from as far away as Maine, Vermont, Florida, Washington, Oregon, Texas, California, and Indiana have been here to skate. For a city with a population of less than 10,000, we're impressed with the results. Tony Hawk even stopped for a ride with his group a couple weeks ago. Word travels fast when a world-class skate park is constructed. Louisville, Owensboro, Bowling Green, these are all cities that we seem to lose business to, have all built new high-quality skate parks. Louisville is boasting a 40,000 square foot park, one of the nation's best. There's never been a day that I passed and not seen anyone there. Bowling Green is the same. It sits within their 17 3/4 acre Roland Bland Park. Its large space has a variety of rails, ramps, bowls, and half pipes within the area for people of all skill level. Throughout their park, you can also get free Wi-Fi provided by the city. Owensboro finished their park 10 years ago. This city sees quite an economic impact from sports and recreation tourism, an impact to the tune of approximately $8 million a year from direct and non-direct revenue, according to the Owensboro Parks and Recreation Manager, Amanda Rogers. And the Parks Department plays a major role in that sector. Tournaments, festivals, and other outdoor activities bring visitors to town who stay in Owensboro hotels and eat at Owensboro restaurants. Those impacts have not gone unnoticed. It's no secret that E-Town is growing rapidly and taking away from a lot of our tourism. With a new 130-acre sports complex and a vision statement that reads, "Our vision is to provide a sense of place for everyone who enters Elizabethtown Sports Park. We make our guests feel welcomed and like champions. It wouldn't surprise me if the idea of a new skate park in town came to fruition soon enough." Somebody my wife works with actually, I guess, is looking into this idea now. As I'm sure most of you are aware, recently there was some obscene graffiti left on a ramp. After the tourism Facebook shared the photo, LV Shane commented on the post. "Just saying, the park is in terrible shape. I'd say if we invested in giving these kids an actual good spot, they wouldn't trash it. Skating and BMX has been and will continue to be an outlet for a lot of kids needing a place to escape. Not to mention I have a few friends who have made a great career out of it. I will play a show and donate all proceeds towards construction of a new park. This sport is like any other sport, and we should do our best as a community to support the kids who would like to explore it." 227 people reacted to that comment. I'm not sure if you all have talked directly to Elvie about it, but he and I had a conversation on the phone regarding it, and I think we're both on the same page. There's 100 ways to skin a cat, but if hosting a concert gets the ball rolling, then we'll do it. I spoke with Judge Executive Kevin Henderson about building a new park. He told me if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. And I believe that's the proper way to think about all aspects of a community. Today, I'm proposing the establishment of a new committee within tourism, the Twin Lakes Skate Park Project, and requesting that a bank account be established in which we can raise funds and accept donations. I know I'm cutting it close on time, but if you guys have any questions, I'm open to it.
What kind of budget are you looking at for this project?
So I'm estimating around $750,000.
Okay. And that would be for like the creme de la creme of
Yes.
parks, okay.
Would that include the purchase of the ground? Have you talked to the mayor or the
So
judge
I've
about?
talked to Kevin Henderson, and he is already, I guess, in possession of land that he can allocate for the park.
Do you know where the location?
To the
Yes.
best of my knowledge, it's somewhere in between the library and the rehabilitation center.
There's a lot to digest there. I think it's a wonderful cause. I appreciate you coming by to talk to us about it. I do believe you're right. Not everybody plays baseball, basketball, and football, and there needs to be something else for the kids here locally to do, so.
Yeah.
That being said, the
Definitely.
kids that play baseball and basketball also,
Yeah, that's true, too.
yeah, my boys and my husband would be there for sure, and they do all the regular rec. And you're right about Bowling Green. I mean, I pass there on Christmas Day and it's still packed. Like, that place is always
Yeah.
packed.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize it was that popular. I was kind of amazed just listening to you talk about all these different cities and towns and stuff that had them, and that was kind of surprised me.
Well, it's one of those things like I said, all these kids, they feel like social outlaws, so they kind of stick to themselves. But once you're all together in the skate park, it's like, you know, everybody's a brother or sister.
It's always open.
Always
And
open to
so,
everybody.
I think that's, I think people have this, the whole Dogtown,
Yeah.
ideal, but it's, beyond that too. So I would love to see that happen.
Do you
Yeah.
have plans right now for building it, or? is
So
this
I've been
something
in
off the top of your
contact
head?
with a skate park construction company. They gave me a bid for plans, but I don't have the numbers with me, and I can't recall off the top of my head. But the funding is the number one issue we're facing right now.
Was there a grant available for a portion of that?
So there's different grants available. The skate park project, which was formerly the Tony Hawk Foundation, they offer a grant, but they like to see 30% of your final budget collected before they start the grant process.
Casey, would you give me a copy of your notes when you leave, because I didn't catch everything that you
Yeah.
said.
I've also got a short little PowerPoint presentation. It highlights some more areas that go into more detail. You're welcome to have all
Okay.
this.
You might, I don't know if this, you might want to get another quote too. Everybody, if you're asking for money, people like to see more than one quote.
Sure.
Yeah. So I don't know how many skate park construction companies are out there, but you might want to go ahead and get that together, just, to gather more information and have
Okay.
more options for people.
Keep us updated, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely
What's
take
going
it in
on?
consideration. We can't make a decision today, obviously,
Right.
but we'll discuss among ourselves and get together and see if we can form some sort of commission and move this project forward.
All right. Thank you all.
Thanks for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Casey.
All right, moving on, we'll go to the minutes from the November meeting. If you haven't had a chance to do that, please review those. Take any questions, comments, or a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to
Joyce
approve.
makes a motion. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Carla beat you to it, Anthony. All in favor with the sign of aye?
Aye.
All right, any opposed? So moved. On to the financial report.
Sabrina did also include your balance report.
Yeah, I saw that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Always like to
so
see
you
that.
have your quarterly balance of the bank accounts. Also, I added the maturity date. Kelly, you had asked about that last time, so I did add the maturity date for the aquatic center bond. So that's on there now, and your bond balance is always on there as well. Just while we're on the financials, if y'all don't care, I'll give you an update on the audit. So Jeff is working on it. I was hoping that he would have it done for this meeting, but that didn't quite work out. They had some issues, weather and sicknesses and things like that, so they didn't get it done quite in time. So he is, I believe, if I'm correct, I believe he's writing the tourism one right now, but I have not had a chance to review it. So I leave on next Tuesday, and I'll be gone for almost 3 weeks. But I'm going to review it while I'm in Florida, and And hopefully, I'm not sure if we may have to do like a special meeting to present it, or whatnot, but I just wanted to give you all a heads up. I was hoping that would be done before,
Yeah.
but we may just be able to present it at, the next meeting.
Okay,
But that's where he's at on the audit.
good. Any questions or comments on the financials? Nothing stuck out at me, really. Hearing none, we'll take a motion to approve the financials.
So move.
Little and Anthony, on it today. All in favor with the sign of aye? Aye. All right, any opposed? So moved. Old business.
Denny, were you wanting to go with visitors, or?
Oh, I'm sorry, Denny. We just thought you were one of us.
I'm here for duration, so.
You're here for Parks and Rec, though, mostly, right? We'll hit you then. How about that? Get the retail coach, Elsa.
Yeah, so there is a project update included in your packets. We were not able to have a Zoom meeting this past month. I'm assuming it's because of the holidays, and they did have a couple trade shows that they attended. But in the update, it mentions there's an interested franchise who would like to come do a visit in February, so I'll definitely keep you guys posted on that.
Then on to Parks and Rec.
Tammy did include her notes here. She had to be out today. Denny will be able to fill us in on pickleball too, but it seems like it's a huge success.
Floor is yours.
Congratulations.
No comments about me standing.
Are you Stan?
Exactly. I got you. David Riley kind of keeps me updated on patrols, and it's been a boom. He said it's pretty common to have all 4 courts
Yeah.
being used.
It's been well used.
Which is pretty amazing, and hopefully maybe we can even ask for more courts in the future.
sure.
But it's been a great success, I feel like, so far. And today I'm here asking for another grant for the Parks and Rec, preferably a smaller check. We have a hard time dealing with the
Go
big
to the
ones
drive-through.
at the bank. But we're asking for money for a sign for Bevel Park. If y'all been to Woodson or Barton Cemetery, it's kind of what we're requesting. I got a copy on my phone if y'all haven't, just to give you an idea.
So where do you envision that? Over the main gate there when you were driving in the park?
As you walk in.
Oh, that's nice.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, and it's got Barton too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
You get all your post holes done okay?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I'll comment on that.
Hear that about him.
But David Elliott fabricated it. He works for the city. He's pretty amazing on that. And we're asking for $2,500 to build this type of sign, only maybe twice the size, so we can get trucks and
It'd
stuff
be
in.
plenty high enough, too.
Plenty high enough. David's estimated the metal, it'll take for about $1,000. I got a price on getting it cut out for about $300 to $400, the letters being cut out. The thing that we've kind of thought about adding maybe to that is the city emblem and putting it on kind of maybe both sides. David said he's got the wrap that we could put over metal and put that. I'm not sure if we want to do that or maybe have it cut out in metal. That's the only thing, I think. But we figure about $500 a piece depending on how we do it. The wrap would be probably a lot cheaper. It would just be the metal and David installing it. Public Work is going to, of course, do it. David requires me to dig all holes for doing it, so I'll be doing that. Hopefully there won't be any Indian relics that we hit this time. But with David doing the work, and we have a lot of the metal left over from what we did through the Historic Society and stuff, so $2,500 we think would do the job. And we want to make the park look nice. Probably.
Jenny, I have 2 questions. Tell me again where it's going to be located out by the
As you come in,
bypass?
no, as you come into the park,
Where
the
it's
entrance to the
fenced?
park, that's
Okay.
right now kind of where we envision it being
And
put
there's a
in.
capability for lights, lighting up that sign? Do we want to light it?
We haven't thought about that. honestly. Tammy did say it would be nice to put Christmas lights over it at Christmas time.
I'm
but,
sure, I mean, all the power's there already for those displays. It's probably not a big deal to run.
There's all kinds of power out there.
Yeah, and we have somebody that does electrical work, so we wouldn't have to outsource it. We could do it in-house, but that would be, I'm all open, whatever we think would be the best.
Okay, Denny, I'm sorry, I'm confused. There's two entrances to the park. Are you not the one by Abbott, you're talking about the main one off the,
That's correct,
Okay.
the main entrance, yeah.
okay, thank you.
Guys, I also want to mention, we've talked about the wayfinding signs that we applied for under the ARPA grant. These do not, they're not applicable toward that grant. They have to be like on the main. So once you get into the park, so this would be something, not something we could get through a separate grant. So
Okay.
he is correct in asking us for a portion.
But I don't have to tell you how many people come to the park. I mean, that's one of the biggest draws we have for tourism, is the park with the stuff that goes on with the,
I've always thought it needed a sign, you know.
Is there any signage there now? Never really thought about it.
I have, it's kind of
Not at the,
confusing,
not at the
actually.
entrance.
Not at that
No.
entrance.
I don't think so.
It's up on the pavilion, maybe.
By Abney's.
But we're pretty lucky to have somebody like David that can do this kind of
No, yeah.
stuff. I mean, to have this done would be crazy money.
Multiples of that.
I'm very proud of that park. I think it's absolutely gorgeous down there. I think that would be wonderful.
I appreciate it.
Any other discussions or?
Yeah, I'm full of questions, you know me.
How about-
That park also has some other things in it. If people pull in there, it says Bevel Park, will there be anything saying that you have a softball park over here, or you have your walking trail here, or small signs onto the side, or,
I'm with you on that. We have not,
yeah, just thoughts for,
I've talked about it. I've had friends that come from Paducah for tournaments here, and that was their biggest complaint, was they get lost. GPS will direct them like to the pavilion
Around
or
the other
something.
side.
And
It's very
And
confusing.
if you've never been here, you know,
Yeah.
once it's easy, but they
You
had
just
never.
can't see it. I mean,
Yeah.
when you pull in there, you can't see the ballpark. Those wayfinding signs, will that address any of that?
No, and that is another option that we looked at. They have some really cool signs once you're into the park
Okay.
that are fun and can push you different directions
I
that
think
we
we really-
originally thought would go, but it
I think we really need to look at that because
Sure.
it is confusing.
Yeah, but I think this would be a good start.
Right.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
agree.
we have to have that initially, and then figure
In
out how to
phase one.
communicate it better. Yeah.
then if you decide to do that additional signage, you may want to increase your request for funding to take care of all that stuff.
Well, it's good thinking. And I'll talk to David to see what he can fabricate.
I mean, I know the
That kind of
dogs get
stuff.
lost going up there trying to find a dog park.
I thought you were a cat man.
Just joking, of course. But I think it's a serious consideration that people from out of town that come here playing softball tournaments, et cetera, I've seen them wander around in there, and I've seen them all up around the college.
It's confusing. Yeah.
Okay, just my thoughts. I
I
may
agree
shut
with-
up.
I agree with you on that, and it's been brought up before.
Any other questions? Hearing none, would someone like to make a motion to approve that $2,500 request for the
I'll make a
signage?
motion.
Joyce, Angie seconds. All in favor with the sign of aye? Any
Aye.
opposed? All right, so moved.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Denny.
I wish you're still on the council.
All right. Moving on. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about in the Parks and Rec? She mentioned those cabanas, but do we need
She
to
can
wait?
update us at the next
Okay.
meeting, yeah. I think she was getting pricing on that. Tammy had also mentioned there should be a ribbon cutting for the pickleball courts. Will you make sure that we are aware of that so we can come? Sure. Thank you.
Can I ask a question? The 2,500, are you all wanting to use that out of the special funds we had allocated for special projects? There was a line item allocated for special projects. Would you like to use money out of that for that, or do you want to amend the budget to add the 2,500? Doesn't matter to me either way, I just wanted to know
No,
how
I get
you all
it.
wanted
I
that.
guess in my mind, we just take it from that miscellaneous account.
Yeah.
Okay,
Does anyone have an objection to that?
You did say special events, didn't you?
Or whatever she's got.
no, the special project, like at the very bottom, it's in like,
Special event?
no, it's, where did we put it? Down here in improvements. We put some
okay.
money in there. I think that's where it was.
It's in there.
You
Is that where
can, you
we
can
put
always
that,
move
Elsie?
it later, can't you, before you amend the budget? in
Yeah, we can
June?
move it, but I just wanted to know, like, was that a
Fund it
motion
in.
to amend, or was that a motion to use the money that's already in here? Kind of where my mind was going there.
I would suggest we use the money that's already in there. Do we need a motion to that effect?
I'm good, yeah, I'm
Okay.
good with that. I just wanted to know how you all were thinking, so I knew
I don't
when I
think
was
we-
doing amendments,
yeah.
what I was doing with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Keeping us on track.
Yeah.
Do you want me to just keep going?
How about it?
The Louisville Boat Sport and RV Show starts tomorrow. Angie, Joyce, and I will leave immediately following this meeting, so we can drive into the building to do a setup today. And then we'll stay for the remainder of the week. I have Anthony going up on Saturday to work a shift. And the other spots are all filled.
I bet it'll be busy.
Yes. I don't have anything else for other on old business, do you? Okay.
Nope.
Come on up and spend some
So
of
if
that
we move
rusty
on
money
to
you
new
got.
business, fireworks, I have mentioned in the past, but we will need a new location. I've talked to several people just to put a bug in their ear to try to find us a location that has 500-foot clearance in all directions. Once that happens, and we want to make sure that it's as good of a location as we've used in the past, we can do a couple test shots. So if you can think of somewhere, get with me.
Look at-
That'd be tough.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
gonna be,
Powerlifting competition. There is notes on your agenda, but Robert McKenzie got with me several months ago, and he has the opportunity to host a powerlifting competition in Leitchfield on June 1st, and asked if we would like to host that with him. That will bring basically 15 to 25 families into the community for an overnight stay. Basically, the only thing we would be responsible for is securing the center on Main. He does have his own insurance, and then helping spread the word on that. I would anticipate that this will be popular and that next year they could apply for a grant, but they're not asking for grants this year other than the location. So I will keep you guys posted on that.
Yeah, if he's involved, it'll be right.
Yes. On grant submissions, we have completed the EDA grant submissions, and we've completed the first cycle for our state matching grant. I'm still working on the ARPA projects, and those have to be completed by the end of 2024. That is the Big Wayfinding signage project.
Okay.
Okay, welcome sign. So I have spoken with Kevin Blaine with the Transportation Cabinet to check on the status of Highway 62. And they're gonna let us know if we have to get a new permit, because it will be a new sign, but it's gonna be in the same location. My question to this, and you don't have to make a decision today, we do have it in the budget, but if we could install that sign in the next 3 to 4 months, or early spring, do we want Steve Minton to go on and order that? Because it'll take several weeks to get in. It's basically just a reorder. I did ask for a new quote because I'd assumed prices had changed in the past couple years. And it did a little bit, but not substantial. And
Did
he
you
is
get
giving-
numerous quotes or just the one?
I got the quote from him because he did that sign.
You're talking the one down at WK, right? Okay,
Yes, and we want the exact same sign.
right.
I think it would be a pretty easy order just to click reorder.
Do we want to put a completion date in stone on it?
Well, once we know, why don't I come to the meeting next month and let you know when we can actually anticipate putting it in per state permits?
I was speaking on his part.
Oh, sure. Sure. He'll be able to tell us when, if it's 8 weeks, 10 weeks once you order it. And then we are responsible for the concrete on that project, just like here.
Okay.
So if you want me to bring that back, just to keep it on the agenda for the next meeting.
Yeah, bring it back.
And give you more details. I just didn't want to let that slide.
No, good thinking. It's only been going on about 4 years now, 5?
Correct. Correct. I don't have any additional new business.
Any other new business? If not, take a motion to adjourn.
make a motion.
Joyce makes a motion. Angie second. All in favor with the sign of aye?
Aye.